Showcase. Our first game of three tonight features Huntington Prep from Huntington, West Virginia, and Rock
This will be a good game. I mean, it's going to be another.
Time for our starting lineup as we begin with our visitors. Huntington Prep. The starters are as follows. Adam Floyd, and sophomore, ready to go. Jermaine Harris, head coach Chris Cole, assistant coaches James Ward and Ray Davis.
All right, welcome in once again to Columbia, South Carolina. We are at Ridgeview High School, ready for day 2 of the Bojangles Bash. This is a high school basketball international showcase, and coming up here in the first game of day 2 of this 3-day event, we have got the Fighting Irish from Huntington Prep out of West Virginia, ranked number 7 in the country by USA Today, taking on Rock Creek Christian Academy out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Both teams winners last night. Huntington Prep defeated the host school, Ridgeview, 50-47 last night. Ridgeview led that game throughout, and Rock Creek came back and beat them in the last couple of 3 minutes. Fourth quarter comeback for Rock Creek last night to give them a win in the first game of the Bojangles Bash. And Huntington Prep steamrolled a good Orangeville team out of Ontario, Canada, led big at halftime. Orangeville actually played better in the second half, and the final score of that one was Huntington Prep 77, Orangeville 61. So it's Huntington Prep in the blue, Rock Creek Christian Academy out of Maryland in the white, and we are underway 4-minute quarters here in the Bojangles Bash. Hashtag Bojangles Bash. It's hashtag BoBash on Twitter if you want to keep up with us on social media. And the official Twitter account of the Bojangles Bash is at Bojangles Bash. But we're using the hashtag BoBash this week for this showcase event here in Columbia, South Carolina. My name's Emerson Phillips, and there's a 2-hand jam by Huntington Prep. That was Nwuba, the UCLA commit, Kenneth Nwuba, 6'10 senior, ahead of the UCLA with the dunk to begin the ball game. 2-0 Huntington Prep. They looked real strong last night. Their inside defense was outstanding last night against Orangeville. They gave up virtually nothing in the lane last night, blocked shots, rebounded well, and they hit some shots on the offensive end as well. Huntington Prep was fantastic last night. And that was Quinn Slazinski coming off a 13-point effort last night in that win over Orangeville. There's a bucket in the paint for Rock Creek. Jermaine Harris, the Rhode Island commit, had a double-double last night in that 3-point win over Ridgeview. 13 points, 12 boards for Harris, who will play at Rhode Island next year. 2-2 start. Open 3 for Huntington Prep. Oh, yeah. Marvin Price had a team-high 15 points last night for Huntington Prep. Also had 6 rebounds in that win over Orangeville. Huntington Prep coming in 8-1. Rock Creek evened its record at 1-1 with the win last night. Rock Creek has played a pair of close ball games. They lost by 1 to Wilson from the D.C. area to open the season, and they came back with that win over our host team, Ridgeview, last night here at the Ridgeview Gym. So an offensive foul call goes against Rock Creek in the paint. First foul on either club. Early on here in day 2 of the Bojangles Bash. Theodore Johnson running the camera for us tonight. Rob Kelly, our producer, glad to have you along on baller.tv. Foul call here as Rock Creek came up with a steal.
Foul number 5.
Well, I was looking at the box score for Rock Creek last night. They beat Ridgeview 50-47. They shot 12% in the first half. They shot 22% for the game. They were out-rebounded by 11. Ridgeview hit more threes, but Rock Creek won the ball game. And you say, well, how does this happen? Well, Rock Creek got 24 free throws last night, made 20 of them, and Ridgeview only got to the line 5 times. Rock Creek won that ball game at the foul line last night. Never seen such a disparity in the stats in every major statistical category. Rock Creek dominated in every statistical category, but they won the game at the line. And that was a tough 17-footer by number 5, Jonathan McGriff, who played but did not score last night for Huntington Prep. And this is McGriff. And he hit the Jets, laid it off for the layup left side. And that's Jamin Brakefield with the bucket for Huntington Prep, the assist for Jonathan McGriff. And a 9-2 Huntington Prep lead here at Ridgeview High. Day 2 of the Bojangles Bash. 3 games last night, 3 more tonight, and 7 tomorrow here in Columbia. Right wing 3 on the way, but no good. Slazinski leaps for the rebound. And he brings it up, doesn't have numbers, so he'll reset. The Fighting Irish from Huntington, West Virginia, with a nice interior pass and a foul coming up on Rock Creek here. 4:42 left in the opening quarter. Bad weather week here in Columbia. It had been 70 degrees every day for about a month, it seemed like, up until the last couple of days. And it was probably the coldest day of the fall yesterday. It was about 45 degrees last night. Not cold by most of the country's standards, but that's warm jacket weather for folks down south. And rain yesterday here in the capital city of South Carolina, and it has continued into today. It's still raining now. It has rained for the better part of the last 36 hours or so. And it does not appear to be letting up. Forecast calling for rain through tomorrow. And we think that dampened the crowd a little bit last night. Not a huge turnout here at the Bo Bash, which we typically have this gym packed all 3 days. But we do expect a bigger turnout tonight and a full gym tomorrow for the 3rd and final day of this event. Back iron on the 3-pointer by Huntington Prep. That was Brakefield missing the 3. Driving in for Rock Creek is Kyle Rose. And a transition bucket for Huntington Prep. Brakefield got the bucket, and Marvin Price with the dime. 11-2 Huntington Prep. That's good defense, denying the entry pass there by Brakefield. All behind the back, a little sugar. Oh yes, Slazinski with the 3.
Slazinski, number 11 from.
That was pretty. Behind the back pass, and Slazinski knocked down the open 3. So Rock Creek has called timeout here. Head coach Chris Cole going to try to stop the bleeding here. 14-2 Huntington Prep, the number 7 team in the nation, as ranked by the USA Today Super 25 rankings. 14-2 Huntington Prep on top. And I was talking about Kyle Rose from Rock Creek. 10 points, 5 boards, and 8 steals last night for Kyle Rose from Rock Creek Christian Academy. The 8 steals, a new Bojangles Bash record. So our congratulations to Kyle Rose. Fantastic performance last night. He was very impressive. My name's Emerson Phillips. You can hit me up on Twitter at Emerson Phillips. And again, hashtag BoBash to keep up with all the action on Twitter this week here at the Bojangles Bash. Fifth year of this event. It has grown by leaps and bounds. We got a international field this year and some outstanding high school basketball talent. Glad to have you along for day 2 of the showcase event here in Columbia, South Carolina. Huntington Prep in the blue, and nice last-second adjustment by McGriff for Huntington Prep, and it was Nwuba with the 2-hand flush. And a 16-2 Huntington Prep lead here. Boy, they have just not been challenged early on here at the Bojangles Bash. That's an open 3, knocked down by DeAndre Anderson. 7.6 boards, 2 blocks for Anderson last night in the win over Ridgeview. And a much-needed bucket for Rock Creek, 16-5 Huntington Prep. That's a long 2, no good, came up short. And Jermaine Harris with the rebound. Harris 13 points, 12 boards last night in the win. Good defense. Slazinski forced an air ball by John Preston. Fighting Irish go the other way. Brakefield hesitated at the 3-point line, now puts it on the floor. The big fella dribbled into trouble in the lane. Held ball tied up by a couple of Rock Creek players in the lane. So on the alternate possession, it will belong to Rock Creek. The Eagles get it across the timeline with number 2, Kyle Rose, 6'1" junior guard. Harris left alone, and he'll pull the trigger on the 3, no good. Rebounded by Nwuba, the UCLA commit. McGriff going to work with a between-the-legs dribble. Hits Nwuba at the foul line, didn't like it. McGriff thought about the 3, now sends it over for an open shot, no good, by number 12, Dontarius James. $1:50 left in quarter number 1. Rock Creek into white with the basketball. Man-to-man defense here by Huntington Prep. This is Rose on the dribble. Bounces it side of the lane to Anderson, who was fouled from behind. 2 team fouls apiece here with 1:38 left in the first quarter.
Jermaine Harris, his first, team second.
And not a lot of fouls in the Huntington Prep win last night over Orangeville. And that makes for a good pace of play. Not a lot of breaks in the action like we have when we've got an inordinate number of fouls like we had in the Rock Creek Ridgeview game last night. Game moves at a little bit swifter pace when you don't have a lot of fouls. McGriff from 18, that's pretty.
The last foul call was on 0-4.
Step to the right, rose up and knocked it down from straight away. 18-5 Huntington Prep. Well, this Huntington Prep ball club is complete. 17-footer, no good by Rose. Right side iron, and it kicks to the left, and it's rebounded by number 12, Dontarius James, who is a South Carolina native. He's from Kershaw, South Carolina, which is 40 or 50 miles north of our location here in Columbia. Small town, Kershaw, South Carolina, in Lancaster County. Air ball from the left corner by DeAndre Anderson, the 6'6" senior. Missing everything from 3. Brakefield had it knocked away, but he gets it back. And that's a triple for Dontarius James. That was McNeely that had it knocked away, but got it back and hit James for the triple. 21-5 Huntington Prep. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Down to 15. Rock Creek with 5 points on the board against this very strong defensive ball club from West Virginia. Rose on the dribble here with 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2 seconds. Harris, no good. And there's the horn. 21-5 Huntington Prep. Game 1 of day 2 of the Bojangles Bash in Columbia, South Carolina.
Let's thank some of our sponsors of the 5th annual Bojangles Elite Basketball Showcase. How about Bojangles, BSN Sports, H&R Block, Lamar Advertising, Spring League Financial, the Caldwell Law Firm, Richland County, Hampton and Fort Jackson, Pearls 803, One Main Financial, Plantation Storage, ColinDaily.com, and 94.3, The Dude. Ladies and gentlemen, PJ, I am.
Start of the second quarter here at Ridgeview High School in Columbia, South Carolina. My name is Emerson Phillips. Theodore Johnson providing the shots that you're seeing tonight on baller.tv. And there's a triple by Michael Christmas, who had 6 points in 11 minutes of action last night. Christmas came in and had an immediate impact in the ball game last night. That 16-point Huntington Prep win over Orangeville from Canada. That ball hit the net, and that is all wrong side of the net for John Preston, who had 14 points to lead Rock Creek in their win over Ridgeview last night. 14 points, 6 boards, including 3 3-pointers for Preston, the 6'4" senior guard for the Eagles. Deep three, no good by the Irish. McGriff, the guard, with the long rebound into the corner for 3. And that's Christmas coming off the bench, knocking down his first shot. 27-5, Huntington Prep. And they're off to a better start tonight than they were last night, and they got off to a good start last night in that win over Orangeville.
Be a blocking foul.
Blocking foul here on Huntington Prep. Just the 5th foul of the contest, and we're more than a minute into the second quarter.
Team third foul.
3 team fouls on HP.
Check it back in for Huntington Prep.
2 on Rock Creek. Rock Creek's got 2 fouls. They got 5 points. 6:50 to play until halftime. Long pass out to the 8th grader Cameron Brown, 5'8" and 160 pounds on the roster. I'm not sure he weighs quite that much, but he's a good-looking young ball player. Flashing into the foul line is Rose, and he'll knock down that open 14-footer. That's good half-court offense by Rock Creek. They found a soft spot in the defense, and Rose knocked in the elbow jumper. The HP lead is 20. Christmas 2 for 2 from the land of 3. 'Tis the season, says our public address announcer. Stacy Huff running a public address mic tonight here at the Ridgeview Gym. Stacy's a friend of mine and a friend of the Bojangles Bash. That's good half-court defense there by Huntington Prep. Forced the errant pass out back toward midcourt. Sailed over the head of Cameron Brown and into the scorer's table. (30-7), the Irish leading the Eagles. Just no contest. No contest early on here, game 1 of day 2 of the Bojangles Bash. Rock Creek had a fantastic season a year ago, started 19-0. And there's an offensive rebound. And the stick back for Cassius McNeely, 6'6", sophomore for Huntington Prep. Hooping the horn for Rock Creek. And that's the 8th grader, Cameron Brown.
Cameron Brown, number 20.
Twisting in midair to get that shot up with the left hand. Tough shot by Brown. And he'll earn himself a foul shot here.
For number 20, Cameron Brown.
Brown's a Democrat. He sets up left of center at the foul line. And a timeout from the Huntington Prep bench. Coach Arkell Bruce has got a timeout. 32-10. HP on top of Rock Creek out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. 5:25 until halftime. Emerson Phillips with you here on baller.tv. Huntington Prep knocks down another three. It is Christmas time in South Carolina. Michael Christmas has hit 3 threes off the bench here in the first half for Huntington Prep. And they have opened up a can on Rock Creek here in the first half, 35-10. Steal by the Irish. That's a 2-point shot. And John Preston hit the floor.
Number 12, Ontario's James.
After collecting the rebound. So we've got our
might want to get our hand up.
5th foul on Huntington Prep. Still just 2 fouls on Rock Creek. 4:44 left in the half. And here is Cameron Brown holding up the index finger on the left hand to call the play here. Harris flashed to the high post. And Brown instead sends it over to Preston, who curls in and then tried to send it back over to Harris, and the pass errant and out of bounds. A little pick and roll action that time with Harris and a bad pass by Preston. So Rock Creek goes 3/4 court pressure here. I'm not sure that this is the way to attack Huntington Prep. But at this point, what have you got to lose if you're Rock Creek? And one for Huntington Prep. Marvin Price, good-looking ball player for Huntington Prep. 6'5" and a junior. Led the team with 15 points in last night's win over Orangeville, Canada. And here is Price. You check out his style at the foul line. He is a hardcore Republican in basketball terms, setting up right of center. He's almost on the right side of the lane shooting that foul shot. We saw that last night from Price. Breakout. Nwuba says, not on my time, not on my dime. Knocked out. Good effort play by Rose. He's a fantastic defensive player. Set a new tournament record with 8 steals.
Hospitality room is now open.
Last night, 3:51 until halftime here. Rose setting a new Bojangles Bash showcase event record with those 8 steals last night in the win over our host team, Ridgeview.
Fouls on number 4, Nwuba, offensive foul.
And they got Nwuba for an offensive foul there. I didn't see it. Away from the basketball. First foul on Nwuba, the UCLA commit. And it's 37-10 with 3:40 until the break. Gone. Rock Creek trying to get something going. This Huntington Prep team is one of the best defensive teams I've seen in a while. Harris trying with the left. Couldn't get it to go. Rose kept it alive. And there's the three-pointer for number 10.
That's Frank Evans. Number 10 from
Frank Evans wearing 10 tonight. He wore 3 last night in the Road Rock Creek jersey, and he's got number 10 on in the home whites. Nwuba with a 2-hand flush.
Number 4.
And what do you do with Huntington Prep? They got these big fellas in the front court. Their guards are big. They're so long. You try to get in the paint, there's just no room to operate. Rose back iron, offensive board Harris. Step back, foul line jumper no good. Came up short. It's a perfect example right there, Harris. You know, he might typically go to the rack on an offensive rebound like that, but you got to be leery of these big men from Huntington Prep. So Harris instead opted for the step back 15-footer, put it up short. Must always be cognizant of a block shot anytime you're in the lane against Huntington Prep. Been very impressed with their defense. So Preston picks up his first. That's the 4th team foul on Rock Creek.
Blakefield, number 1, and 11, Slazinski.
Slazinski back in for HP. We've seen some West Virginia teams down here in South Carolina. We've got a couple of quality national holiday high school basketball tournaments, and we've had West Virginia teams at both of them over the years. That's Harris, back iron on the three-pointer straight away. And this is Brakefield, stolen away. call the police. That is Rose with the steal and the length of the floor for the layup. Rose making a name for himself here at the Bo Bash as a defensive standout with those 8 steals, new event record last night. He had a fine play there to get another one and the layup on the other end. Defense leading to offense. Evans called for the foul, got a Huntington Prep player across the arm on the reach in there. McNeely back into the ball game for the Irish. 24-point bulge for Huntington Prep here with 1:50 until the break. Christmas had it knocked away, but he gets it to McNeely, and McNeely has it stolen away by who else? Kyle Rose. Rose drives, dishes. Huntington Prep recovers nicely in the half-court defense. HP getting his hands on a loose ball, creating a loose ball and a held ball call.
Stays right here.
It'll stay with Rock Creek.
Rock Creek basketball.
Evans cans the 3. Frank Evans knocked down that long 3. Solid play off the inbound pass here. I believe they drew that one up for Evans, and he held up his end of the bargain, knocking down the shot. That makes it 39-18. McGriff hounded by Evans. Check it, that was Rose defending for Rock Creek, and he forced the turnover. So Rose won't get the steal there, but he did force the turnover by McGriff. Rose, 10 points, 5 boards, 8 steals last night in the win over Ridgeview. And that was Rose hitting the hardwood here. No foul call. We play on, and on the other end, Evans gets his hand on a pass, knocks it out of bounds, so it stays with Huntington Prep. 47 ticks until halftime. Lob it out to McGriff. And he will attack right away and score with the right hand.
Number 5, Jonathan McGriff.
Driving the score for Jonathan McGriff, the junior guard for Huntington Prep. 30 seconds in the half. Harris pounding, double team. That's McGriff coming in to help out. Tell you what, we got to give some credit to Coach Bruce from Huntington Prep. The style of defense by HP, it's the second game we've seen him here at the Bojangles Bash. Every time a player gets the ball in the lane, they double team whoever it is. Doesn't matter who it is. They help out in the paint, and they have made life very difficult for their 2 opponents so far here in Columbia. McNeely at the foul line for the Fighting Irish. One of 2, and the rebound by Javon Jones now into the game for Rock Creek. There's a steal by the Irish.
Steal and slam by 0.
Cassius McNeely, the steal and the dunk for the night, or for the sophomore. Deep 3, Rose no good. Harris had the shot blocked. There's the horn. We're at halftime. 44-18 Huntington Prep, showing everybody here at the Bojangles Bash why they are ranked number 7 in the nation. All Huntington Prep in the first half. Emerson Phillips, along with our cameraman Theodore Johnson, with you here on Baller.tv, at Bojangles Bash on Twitter, and we're using the hashtag BoBash this week on social media and on Twitter, so check us out. We'll be back.
Winner will be drawn at halftime of the final game. Winner gets half the fight. Tickets are $1. Go ahead and sign up now. Go ahead and sign up if you want to take it. Get that winning ticket purchase right now. DJ, got help.
I'll get you something to drink.
Showcase. Our first game of 3 tonight features Huntington from Huntington, West Virginia, and Rock
This will be a good game. I mean, it's going to be another.
Time for our starting lineup as we begin with our visitors. Huntington The starters are as follows. Anna Floyd, and sophomore, Reginald. Showcase. Our first game of 3 tonight features Huntington from Huntington, West Virginia, and Rock.
This will be a good game. I mean, it's going to be another.
Time for our starting lineup as we begin with our visitors. Huntington The starters are as follows. Anna Floyd, and sophomore, Reginald. Jermaine Harris, head coach, Chris Cole, assistant coaches, James Ward and Ray Davis.
All right, welcome in once again to Columbia, South Carolina. We are at Ridgeview High School, ready for day 2 of the Bojangles Bash. This is a high school basketball international showcase, and coming up here in the first game of day 2 of this 3-day event, we have got the Fighting Irish from Huntington Prep out of West Virginia, ranked number 7 in the country by USA Today, taking on Rock Creek Christian Academy out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Both teams winners last night. Huntington Prep defeated the host school, Ridgeview, 50-47 last night. Ridgeview led that game throughout, and Rock Creek came back and beat them in the last couple of 3 minutes. Fourth quarter comeback for Rock Creek last night to give them a win in the first game of the Bojangles Bash. And Huntington Prep steamrolled a good Orangeville team out of Ontario, Canada, led big at halftime. Orangeville actually played better in the second half. And the final score of that one was Huntington Prep 77, Orangeville 61. So it's Huntington Prep in the blue, Rock Creek Christian Academy out of Maryland in the white, and we are underway 4-minute quarters here in the Bojangles Bash. Hashtag Bojangles Bash. It's hashtag BoBash on Twitter if you want to keep up with us on social media. And the official Twitter account of the Bojangles Bash is at Bojangles Bash. But we're using the hashtag BoBash this week for this showcase event here in Columbia, South Carolina. My name's Emerson Phillips, and there's a two-hand jam by Huntington Prep. That was Nwuba, the UCLA commit, Kenneth Nwuba, 6'10 senior, ahead of the UCLA with the dunk to begin the ball game. 2-0 Huntington Prep. They looked real strong last night. Their inside defense was outstanding last night against Orangeville. They gave up virtually nothing in the lane last night, blocked shots, rebounded well, and they hit some shots on the offensive end as well. Huntington Prep was fantastic last night. And that was Quinn Slazinski coming off a 13-point effort last night in that win over Orangeville. There's a bucket in the paint for Rock Creek. Jermaine Harris, the Rhode Island commit, had a double-double last night in that 3-point win over Ridgeview. 13 points, 12 boards for Harris, who will play at Rhode Island next year. 2-2 start. Open three for Huntington Prep. Oh, yeah.
That is Marvin Price.
Marvin Price had a team-high 15 points last night for Huntington Prep. Also had 6 rebounds in that win over Orangeville. Huntington Prep coming in 8-1. Rock Creek evened its record at 1-1 with the win last night. Rock Creek has played a pair of close ball games. They lost by 1 to Wilson from the D.C. area to open the season, and they came back with that win over our host team, Ridgeview, last night here at the Ridgeview Gym.
Basketball showcase. Our first game of 3 tonight features Huntington Prep from Huntington, West Virginia, and Rock Creek.
This will be a good game. I mean, it's going to be another.
Time for our starting lineup as we begin with our visitors. Huntington Prep. The starters are as follows. Anna Floyd, and sophomore, ready to go. Jermaine Harris, head coach Chris Cole, assistant coaches James Ward and Ray Davis.
All right, welcome in once again to Columbia, South Carolina. We are at Ridgeview High School, ready for day 2 of the Bojangles Bash. This is a high school basketball international showcase, and coming up here in the first game of day 2 of this 3-day event, we have got the Fighting Irish from Huntington Prep out of West Virginia, ranked number 7 in the country by USA Today, taking on Rock Creek Christian Academy out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Both teams winners last night. Huntington Prep defeated the host school, Ridgeview, 50-47 last night. Ridgeview led that game throughout, and Rock Creek came back and beat them in the last couple of 3 minutes, Fourth quarter comeback for Rock Creek last night to give them a win in the first game of the Bojangles Bash. And Huntington Prep steamrolled a good Orangeville team out of Ontario, Canada. Led big at halftime. Orangeville actually played better in the second half. And the final score of that one was Huntington Prep 77, Orangeville 61. So it's Huntington Prep in the blue, Rock Creek Christian Academy out of Maryland in the white, and we are underway 4-minute quarters here in the Bojangles Bash. Hashtag Bojangles Bash. It's hashtag BoBash on Twitter if you want to keep up with us on social media. And the official Twitter account of the Bojangles Bash is at Bojangles Bash. But we're using the hashtag BoBash this week for this showcase event here in Columbia, South Carolina. My name's Emerson Phillips, and there's a two-hand jam by Huntington Prep. That was Nwuba, the UCLA commit, Kenneth Nwuba, 6'10 senior, ahead of the UCLA with the dunk to begin the ball game. 2-0 Huntington Prep. They looked real strong last night. Their inside defense was outstanding last night against Orangeville. They gave up virtually nothing in the lane last night, blocked shots, rebounded well, and they hit some shots on the offensive end as well. Huntington Prep was fantastic last night. Harris from 18, back iron, and Nwuba the board. Hand off to McGriff. And Nwuba sets a screen for McGriff, gets it back, and he's fouled again. Anderson doing all he can to try to keep Nwuba from putting on a dunk display in this third quarter.
His third foul, team second.
So Nwuba has picked up two quick ones here in the third quarter, and he's now got 3 fouls in the game. He'll move to the Rock Creek. Okay, he headed to the bench. Looks like he'll stay in the ball game as Nwuba makes the first shot. Yeah, Anderson moved over to the bench, just had a word with Coach Cole, and now he'll move low left on the lane for this second free throw by Kenneth Nwuba. Second shot, a brick, rebound Jermaine Harris, who will play at Rhode Island next year. And this is Harris, long strides, follow good by DeAndre Anderson.
DeAndre Anderson.
So Anderson's got all 7 points for Rock Creek here in the third.
Nice.
That's McGriff scoring with the left from straight away. Poston on the right wing finds Harris. Harris picked up by Nwuba. Bullet pass inside. Too much for Kyle Rose to handle, but Poston's got it back on the other end. McGriff guarding Poston. Those two jockeying as we cross the timeline. Harris pulls the trigger on a three, no good. Slazinski tracks it down near the corner. McGriff will push it up for the Fighting Irish from West Virginia. Slazinski no good from three. Anderson the board. Evans cans the triple.
From Frank Evans, number 10, CoaDaily.com, three-pointer from deep.
Evans had 5 points and 5 boards last night. He's already got 6 points here tonight with a couple of three-pointers. Huntington Prep knocks down a three. Tough shot.
Marvin Price, number 13.
Marvin Price, who led Huntington Prep with 15 points last night in the win over Orangeville.
Checking in for Rock Creek.
And now DeAndre Anderson will get a breather. A little bit smaller lineup here for Coach Cole and the Eagles as number one, Javon Jones, a 6'2 junior guard, comes in for Harris, the 6'6 senior forward.
Blocking foul is called.
52-48 Huntington Prep. And a blocking foul called here. That's
his second foul
on Nwuba. Two fouls on each team here in the second half. Three-pointer from the corner, yes, Poston.
Number 4, with the CoaDaily.com three-pointer. That's John Preston from deep.
That's Preston, John Preston, I'm sorry. Preston hit the triple. Brakefield leaned in, wasn't sure what he was going to do, and it's stolen away by Javon Jones. Evans in the front court will survey. Preston hangs on, pulls up for a three. Hit the support, it's out of bounds. Out of bounds over to Huntington Prep. 21-point lead for the Irish.
Huntington Prep is 23. Michael
4:16 left in the third. This is McGriff. Follow wouldn't go for Brakefield. And it's off of Brakefield, out of bounds. Evans put up a mortar. And stepping on the inline before starting up the floor.
Good defense. Ball turned over to Rock Creek.
Was Marvin Price for Huntington Prep. He dropped the right foot back to push off and start up the floor, and he stepped on the inline. Harris pump fakes the three, drives in. That's tough work in there on Nwuba. Haven't seen a lot of buckets scored down low on Nwuba in this event so far. But Harris got one there. Harris 13 points, 12 boards last night in the win over Ridgeview, our host school. Rhode Island's getting a good one in Harris. 6'9", 230-pound senior forward. And Nwuba bobbles, collects, can't score it. Bank shot a little bit strong down low. Rose pulls up from the foul line, yes. Kyle Rose, good decision maker, fantastic defensive player. Having himself a good couple of days here at the Bojangles Bash in Columbia, South Carolina. Three-pointer bricked by HP, that was Price. Front court, Javon Jones, drop step and a foul.
Shot foul.
Not a shooting foul. Third foul on HP. We got two on Rock Creek. Substitutions here.
Fouls on number 5, McGriff.
For Huntington Prep.
Second, Kate third.
10 is in. That's Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga had a solid game last night, and he has not played tonight until right now. He's on the floor. 52-35 HP. Elbow jumper. Yes. That's Rose again.
Number 2 with the nice jumper, Kyle Rose.
I like Rose. I don't know what kind of college interest he's getting, but I got to believe this young man capable of playing, certainly at the college level, just with his defensive prowess alone, but far from just a defensive player. Outstanding on the defensive end, but very solid on the offensive end. That's the 5th three of the ball game for Michael Christmas. He's got 15 points in the contest. Rose had that shot blocked by Kuminga.
Two-shot foul coming up.
And a foul here on Huntington Prep will send Jermaine Harris to the line. They got Nwuba for the foul. Harris done a pretty good job with Nwuba. Nwuba just in a class of his own through 2 days of this event. And Harris has actually given him some problems at times tonight. But it hasn't been nearly enough for Rock Creek. 17 points, the lead. For Huntington Prep. A lot of talk this week here in Columbia, South Carolina about Dontarius James from Huntington Prep, who's originally from Kershaw, South Carolina, about 50 miles from here. Drive and a dish into the corner. Christmas misses a three. A rare miss from three for Michael Christmas on this Friday night.
Foul on Price.
And they got Marvin Price with a foul going after the offensive rebound. So the lead is 16 for Huntington Prep. Clock moving here, 1:45 to play, quarter number 3. Man-to-man HP defense. Rose dishes right side for Evans. Up top now, Preston. Far side, 8th grader Cameron Brown jumped and passed, a little bit out of control, and his pass stolen away. Kuminga, front court. That's an offensive foul call.
Offensive foul is a call.
John Preston drew the charge, didn't have the feet set, but
Jonathan Kuminga.
the offensive player invaded his spot on the floor. So, offensive foul call. 1:21 until halftime. Kyle Rose will bring it up here for the Rock Creek Christian Academy Eagles from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, D.C. area. Jones fouled on that foul line jumper.
Fouls on number 12, Dontarius James.
They got James, a 6'7" senior, for the foul.
Team 7.
So here's Javon Jones.
Javon Jones.
We're in the third quarter here, 1:06 left in the third. Beg your pardon. Rock Creek wanted a walk there on Kuminga, didn't get it, but a turnover. And Harris hangs, thought he was fouled. Rock Creek wants a foul, no call. We go the other way. Steal here. Harris gets the dunk. Final 30 seconds of the third, and a travel call. We'll give it back to Rock Creek. So the Eagles making a run here in the third. They trail by 26 at halftime. They slashed it to 12 here with a big third quarter. Yeah, I think it took them a half just to find their bearings. That's a fantastic steal by McGriff. Took it right away from Kyle Rose. Follow jam.
From inside the arc.
Michael Christmas with his first two-pointer of the game, I do believe. He's hit 5 threes. Now he's got a dunk. Baseline fall away, no good by Preston. Excellent rebound by HP. There's a heave at the horn, no good, and that'll bring us to the end of the third. 57-43. Great third quarter for Rock Creek, but they still trail by 14. Here with the Bojangles badge.
Say hello. 3 quarters. DJ, hold on a minute.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Columbia, South Carolina. Alley-oop. Oh, boy. Christmas wanted to dunk it, and that pass a little bit long for him. Couldn't put it in, so Rock Creek got it, but they turned it over. Huntington Prep in the blue here. Baseline move and a kick out. McGriff for three. Oh, yeah. Fantastic basketball by the Fighting Irish from Huntington Prep, and their lead is now 17. Very impressed that Rock Creek cut it to 12, but now HP starting to open the floodgates again. McGriff with a dunk. Have mercy. Jonathan McGriff at 5'11". Just dunked it with two hands, and he's clapping on the way back down the floor here, D'ing up here on Kyle Rose. Harris guarded by Nwuba. Long strides. Harris blocked out of bounds. And I believe we got Nwuba for a foul there.
Foul on 4, Kenneth Nwuba.
Nwuba picks up his fourth. So Harris has done what he can here. He has taken the ball to the rim on Nwuba, and he's got him into some foul trouble here. 4 fouls on Nwuba with 6:42 left. But the Huntington Prep lead still 19 big ones. And Harris gets the roll on the first foul shot here. It's been a fun matchup. Harris headed to Rhode Island, and Nwuba, the UCLA commit. Harris has not shied away. And Nwuba has gotten the better of him at times, but Harris has had his moments. And Harris keeps coming back for more. That's what you got to like if you're a Rock Creek fan or a Jermaine Harris fan or a Rhode Island fan. 3 ball from the wing, no good. Offensive rebound, HP, and Rock Creek battling there with Javon Jones contesting that board, and Jones touched it out. So it's Irish basketball on the left baseline here. 6:26 to play. First of 3 games on tap today here at the Bojangles Bash. We got 7 more coming your way tomorrow, and what will be the final day of this event. 3 from the corner, that's Christmas again. I think Christmas is enjoying the commentary from our public address announcer. He's making some kind of a reference to Christmas time, the holidays. Every time Christmas hits a 3, that's 6 threes in the ball game for Michael Christmas. He hit 3 of them last night off the bench. He hit 2 of them last night. 6 points in 11 minutes last night for Michael Christmas. And I've got him with 20 points unofficially tonight. 6 threes for Michael Christmas. Timeout on the floor, 65-58. 48, 65-48. Huntington Prep on top here.
Richland County, Hampton 84 Jackson, Pearls 803, One Main Financial, Plantation Storage, Cultivator.com, and 94.3 The Dude. PGIM, Little Network. No hokey pokey on you. Hokey pokey. It's about Luke Campbell. Here's the song, Luke Campbell. It's Christmas time. Happy holidays.
A Rock Creek foul with 5:17 to play.
One, Javon Jones, his first.
Jones picks up his first for our CCA. So Huntington Prep won by 16 last night over Orangeville from Ontario, Canada. Alley-oop jam for Huntington Prep.
On the finish, number 4.
And I didn't see who got the assist there, but alley-oop, one of the highlights of the showcase event here in Columbia, South Carolina so far, day 2 of the Bojangles Bash. The hashtag is BoBash on Twitter if you want to check us out on social media. And again, the event's official Twitter handle is at Bojangles Bash. Just the 5th year of this young and growing event at Ridgeview High School. Want to send along a credit and thanks to Ridgeview Athletic Director Brian Rosefield, who has done a fantastic job. He brought in Baller.tv this year. I believe it's the first year we've had video coverage of all the games at the Bojangles Bash, and just a first-class event in every way. They take care of people, the workers, the teams, the players, the coaches. They really go the extra mile to make sure that everybody's taken care of and they've got everything they need. And I know that is greatly appreciated by everybody that comes here. Spectators too, you know, fans get first-rate treatment. They've had a DJ here for several years. Just an added attraction. It makes it a little bit more fun for the fans, particularly the young people, the high school students here. Really enjoy DJ IM. And we got t-shirt giveaway. You know, they bring out the t-shirt cannon and they got giveaways, gift cards to Bojangles. And it's just a really well-run event. And that promises for a very bright future for the Bojangles Bash. Starting to get better fields too. In fact, I was talking with somebody that works one of our staffers here that works this event every year, and they said that Huntington Prep has told Brian Rosefield that they want in. Every year they want in. As long as things are run the way they are here, and as long as this tournament continues to stay strong and be run the way it is, Huntington Prep has told the Bojangles Bash they'd like to be in it. And obviously that's a real feather in the cap of the folks with the Bojangles Bash. You got Huntington Prep, number 7 in the nation right now. And when a program of that caliber wants to be involved with your holiday event, you got a good thing going. My name's Emerson Phillips. It's 68-51 Huntington Prep. We are deep in the 4th quarter. 2 more games still to come tonight at the Bojangles Bash. Wall-to-wall basketball here at the Bojangles Bash. At Bojangles, signage everywhere you look. You go to the concession stand, there's no popcorn, there's no hot dogs here. Bojangles at the concession stand. Bo-berry biscuits all around. That ball collected out of the air right underneath the bucket by Michael Christmas. I've got him with a game-high 22 points. That's unofficial. 6 triples tonight for Christmas. And there's John Preston with another 3. He led Rock Creek with 14 points, had 3 threes last night in the win over Ridgeview, also had 8 rebounds. There's a bucket for Slazinski. Quinn Slazinski had himself a solid game last night, 13 points and 3 threes. And Evans knocks down a triple for Rock Creek, so we got a 15-point ball game, 2:57 left.
Bojangles, Chicken Supremes out there in the concession stand. Don't forget to get a ticket for the 50-50 drawing each night. Tickets are on sale for the 50-50 drawing. They're $1 a piece. The winner will be drawn at halftime of the final game. Winner gets half of the pot. Stay tuned for our next game immediately following this one. Ridgeview Blazers takes on Orangeville out of Toronto, Canada. Y'all stay in your seat. Do not run rush the floor and wobble. Just go to your seat. See this. Don't rush the floor. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about the family reunion. 5-second violation, 5-second count. Ball will be turned over to Rock Creek. One more time, John Preston from
Preston, another three, has pulled Rock Creek to within 12 with 2:47 left. Tell you what, this group out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland has really battled tonight against long odds. They have come from 26 down at halftime, and this is now the second occasion where they have cut it to 12. The first time they got it to 12 was late in the third, and then Huntington Prep kind of opened it back up. I think they got it up to 19 or 20, and there's a bucket and a foul for DeAndre Anderson. And just like that, it's a 10-point ball game.
First, team 10. One shot coming up for DeAndre Anderson.
And a 9-point game after the hoop and the arm. Blocking call here goes against Rock Creek.
Fouls on
Stop
two,
the clock,
Rose.
2:26 to play.
His second foul, team 5th.
Rose picks up his second personal. That's the 6th team foul on Rock Creek.
Fouls on Evans, number 2.
Already 10 fouls on Huntington Prep. So Rock Creek's in the double bonus here. And now with the last foul by Rose, Huntington Prep is in the bonus.
Team 6 foul.
And Wuba, the UCLA commit, with another dunk here at the Ridgeview Gym. Rims might need some maintenance after Huntington Prep plays their third ball game here tomorrow. Might have to check the rims. And Wuba's bending them up. Curling in for an 8-footer, no good. That was 13. Marvin Price. And Rock Creek misses a three on the other end, out of bounds into the corner.
Take it back in for Huntington Prep. That's 0. Catches
McNeely checks back in for Huntington Prep. He is number 0, and he will inbound here for the Irish. 1:51 to play.
Christmas to Wuba.
And Wuba with the alley-oop dunk. Christmas with the sauce. Christmas with the assist. Michael Christmas, some kind of a 6th man for Huntington Prep. 6 points in 11 minutes off the bench last night. Came in, hit 2 triples right off the get last night, and he's hit 6 threes here tonight. I've got him with 22 points. And a moment ago, that alley-oop lob pass for the dunk by Nwuba. And now we got Brakefield. Brakefield had 3 highlight reel dunks last night in that Huntington Prep win over Orangeville. The ref just fumbled the basketball. He wants it back. Minute 26 to play. Valiant effort here by Rock Creek. Minute 26. You think they'd be hard pressed to come from 13 down against this Huntington Prep team. Missed foul shot here by Brakefield. Jamin Brakefield had 3 nasty dunks last night. You'll see him on the highlights on baller.tv. Yeah, folks are talking about his dunks today in the pregame warm-ups. Everybody was talking about Brakefield and those 3 dunks he had last night.
Basketball Jermaine Harris on the drive and finish.
And here is the Rhode Island commit, Jermaine Harris, with a bucket and a foul. And
That's his 5th foul.
And Nwuba has fouled out. And Nwuba picked up his 4th with about 6.5 minutes left, and now Harris has fouled him out. And Nwuba has fouled out. 13-point ball game here. Harris will try to make it 12. Folks talking about Nwuba too. A lot of buzz in the gym tonight about Huntington Prep. They were so strong last night in the nightcap. They put a beat down on Orangeville And that was a similar situation. It was a blowout at halftime, and Orangeville actually cut the margin in the second half. Made it look respectable in the box score today, but that game last night pretty one-sided, as has this one been. Even though Rock Creek got it to single digits here at one point a couple minutes ago, the lead is 11 right now, and this is Jonathan McGriff. McGriff, 5'11", had himself a two-hand dunk. I think he impressed some folks with his vertical. And HP still pressing here with 1:05 left, and Marvin Price just committed the foul.
His second foul, Price. Shooting 2 is number 4, John Preston.
So still 2 more games to come your way today. Orangeville and Ridgeview coming up next. Both teams lost last night. In fact, those 2 teams lost to these 2 teams that we're watching right now. Rock Creek beat Ridgeview by 3, and Huntington Prep beat Orangeville by 16, I believe it was. Yeah, 77-61.
Finish by 0,
McNeely got that bucket, 13 points to lead here. Final minute. There's tournament director Brian Rosefield in the purple shirt walking across the bottom of your screen. McGriff hacked from behind by Preston trying to knock that ball out. 41 seconds left.
Foul for number 4, Preston.
And this will send Jonathan McGriff
at the line, shooting is number 5, Jonathan McGriff.
to the foul line. McGriff has played well tonight. I'd say he's played better tonight than he did last night, which is not to suggest that he played poorly last night. He just played a little bit tighter tonight. Offensive game a little bit sharper and distributing the basketball to these big fellas on this Huntington Prep squad. Shooters, they got big men, they got it all over here at Huntington Prep. Man, they've been strong here at the Bojangles Bash. And they will play again tomorrow at 6 o'clock against North Mecklenburg. That's the team out of the Charlotte, North Carolina area. Charlotte, 100 miles due north of us here in Columbia, South Carolina. Charlotte right on the North Carolina-South Carolina state line. In fact, there's a Carowinds in Charlotte. The state line runs right through it in the middle of the amusement park. They got the line drawn on the concrete up there at the Carowinds. The state line for North Carolina and South Carolina. 25 seconds left. 15 points to lead for Huntington Prep. North Mecklenburg has not played. In fact, that'll be North Mecklenburg's only game in this event. It's not a tournament, it's a showcase event. And we've got a full slate of action tomorrow. 7 games on tap. Still 2 more to come tonight. Orangeville and Ridgeview coming up next, and then it'll be Trinity Christian and Gray Collegiate. And there it is. This one's in the books. 82-67 the final. Huntington Prep 2-0 here at the Bojangles Bash, and they are now 9-1 on the season, and Rock Creek falls to 1-1 in the Bo Bash, and they're 1-2 on the year. Ridgeview and Orangeville from Canada coming up next here at the Bojangles Bash, and you'll watch it live on baller.tv.
And all of our sponsors, please don't forget about 50/50 raffle ticket. Don't forget to check out our concession stand. Chicken Supremes out there. Bojangles, 2 locations to serve you on Clemson Road.